Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your midday news fix for Tuesday the 25th of June. 3 boaties missing off the coast of Gisborne are all locals. Maritime New Zealand is continuing to search for a fishing boat and its crew after it failed to return yesterday afternoon. A helicopter is currently undertaking a shoreline search between Gisborne and the Mahia Peninsula. Gisborne Tatapori Sports Fishing Club President Roger Faber says the group are well known in the fishing community.
The skipper is a good fishing club member, fishes in our contests. He's caught a lot of good game fish over his years and he is a very experienced skipper.
The independent police watchdogs ruled force was justified in bringing the Waikeria prison riot under control. In December 2020, a group of inmates began setting off fires, commencing a 6-day standoff with corrections staff and police. Claudia O'Neill reports.
On days 4 and 5, the Armed Offenders Squad fired sponge rounds at any prisoner, threatening staff with weapons and throwing heavy objects. The Independent Police Conduct Authorities now found corrections retained overall control of the situation, with police acting as support. It's determined the use of force was lawful, proportionate and reasonable in the circumstance.
Unemployment and job insecurity are starting to bite. Westpac McDermott Mill is reporting a 13-point drop in employment confidence for its June quarter index, the lowest since the first COVID lockdown ended. Westpac senior economist Michael Gordon says the labour market's typically one of the last factors to respond in an economic cycle. He says there's still a way to go before we see unemployment peaking, even with economic growth starting to pick up.
On our forecast, we have unemployment peaking at about 5.5%. It's 4.3 at the moment, so that's effectively saying that we're only halfway through in terms of that rise.
A growth in the US market helped May exports reach an all-time peak. New Zealand's total exports were valued at $7.2 billion last month, according to Stats NZ. It's the first time monthly exports have surpassed $7 billion. Export New Zealand Advocacy Director Catherine Baird told Mike Hosking it was a good month for exports to the United States.
Beef's very strong, wine, sheep meat and dairy, they kind of dominate the exports to that market, and the United States has leapfrogged Australia to become the number 2 export market.
Universities New Zealand wants more details on why student visas get rejected. Immigration New Zealand figures show Indian student visa applications from October to May this year had an approval rate of 47%. Plans for another Auckland Harbour crossing have already racked up tens of millions of dollars in bills. According to Business Desk, NZTA spent $36.3 million on initial plans for an additional crossing. Transport Minister Simeon Brown says the majority of spending occurred before last year's election. He says work is underway to progress the project in a cost-effective manner. To sport, Italy and Spain have advanced automatically from Group B at the European Football Championships after Italy drew 1-1 with Croatia and Spain beat Albania 1-0. Former Kangaroo turned league pundit Gordon Tallis has renewed calls for the Warriors to move on from Aden Whanua-Blake immediately after the side's trouncing by the Titans at the weekend. And Australia need Bangladesh to beat Afghanistan in Group 1 Super 8's action this afternoon at cricket's T20 World Cup to have any chance of advancing to the semi-finals. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.